Meet Emily on a dream trip through Europe with her friends. From the majestic Eiffel Tower in Paris to the historic streets of Rome, every moment is magical. But disaster strikes. Emily drops her phone, thinking she's lost all her precious photos and videos. Panic sets in. Then she remembers GotBackup. Every memory is safely stored in the cloud. Emily gets a new phone, logs into GotBackup, and there they are. Every photo, every video, every memory perfectly intact. Thanks to GotBackup, Emily's adventure is truly unforgettable.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I just love Emily's story. It's something that some of us can relate to in different forms. We may not have dropped our phone, but we might have lost our data in some way. And this is what it's all about today. And also, we're going to cover how you can benefit from the fact that this company will actually tell others about it. And let me rephrase that. It will actually compensate you for telling others about it. So welcome back, Shia. Great to see you here from Bangladesh. And we have Jacob here from Accra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And all of you that will be joining in as we keep presenting, maybe on a later date, you're certainly welcome. Feel free to put your comments in there. And if you like the presentation, folks, hit that like button. It just tells the algorithm that people like these videos, and then we can help other people see the big picture. So Tammy, let's start with how do we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Friday, everybody. And Chris and I, we were introduced to this project, GotBackup, this company, through Global Virtual Opportunities as a parent company, Joel Terrier. He's a very, very good friend of Chris and I for many, many, many years, 20 plus years. And he has had so much success in the online world with digital products. And Chris and I have had a lot of success in the network marketing field, building our distribution internationally. So we connected 2.5 years ago because Joel was telling us about this GotBackup division. And he said, would you guys be open to have a look at it? And we said, yeah, sure. Because we know that everything's going into the digital world. And because he's had so much success, the credibility was there. And so anyways, we saw basically what you're going to see today. And when we saw it, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to be part of this. We immediately signed up. No questions. We learned along the way. We just got started and we've been building internationally ever since. And we're absolutely loving this product itself. But of course, the fact that we can tap much broader into the international markets.
I agree, Tammy. And the other aspect, folks, is we're dealing with a digital service. And dealing with a digital service, there's no boundaries. And that's what we were very attracted to. When you start delivering goods, we have to deal with freights and import and exports. And often what's happening is the currency exchange, inflation, everything else makes things very difficult for people to get involved. And with this, we saw, well, here's an opportunity where we can tap into and really benefit from an opportunity where families can be empowered by it. Another thing too is we don't really compete because there is no other companies like ours, like this one, that actually will provide an income stream. It's the only network marketing, the MLM, if you want to call it, that cloud storage will actually compensate you for telling others about it. So that's a really unique opportunity. And my question to you as we are moving forward in the presentation here is you're obviously here because you heard you can make some money. You're looking for a way to earn some income. And depending where you are in the world, maybe that's the kind of opportunity that you can actually tap into. So why are you here? And ask yourself this question, because one thing that we want to share with you is that you can turn your dreams into reality, as Tammy and I have done. We are absolutely living the dream life. We lived a life that we designed for ourselves, not the life that we had to settle with because government said so or someone said so or whatever, because you do deserve it. So you can live life in your own terms. And that's what I'm very excited about this venture.
Yeah, and we're all about empowering families. One thing that Chris and I absolutely live to do is obviously have time freedom. That's a big thing, and I know a lot of people are looking for that as well. But also to build a nest, right? To build a legacy that's going to go on for generations to come, and that's what we're doing here with Got Backup.
I totally agree, Tammy. And moving forward here, the company began in 1997 out of Gatineau, Quebec. And they started, it's kind of like the Apple story, right? They started from a garage. Well, they started from a basement, and that's where their servers were. And long story short, they were having so many clients that are opting in that the fiber optic, this is like the traffic that comes in and out, they couldn't support anymore. The city couldn't support anymore. And that's where they made an executive decision to say, well, you know what? We're going to move in Texas, in USA, in an area where Microsoft and Toyota and Adobe and other companies are actually part of, where they use these server network to be able to support the demand that their clients requires. So they're in it, and they're living in this 10. They're living. They had, the business is located in a 10,000 square feet data center. So let's hear it from the mouth of the owner, so you can see a little bit from a perspective of what's going on behind the scene. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure, and how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room, and what we're going to do is we're going to take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I want to explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm going to code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
So we wanted to share with you a clip of this video to give you a little bit of a perspective what's going on behind the scene. Now, going back to the presentation, folks, we want to focus on two global trends. Very important. If you want to measure where do you want to spend your time, where do you want to invest? Now, investment is not that much, but it's investment of your time. Is it worth your time? Well, let's look at this.
Yeah, and you can see the trend number one. You can see almost 15 billion devices in the world today. Everybody's on them. We're living in a paperless world, and it's just a simple concept of, oh my gosh, everybody's on their devices. It's a trend. So that's when you want to jump on board, is when the trend is just at the beginning of the wave. And that's where we're at right now in technology.
I agree. And the numbers don't lie here, folks. To back what Tammy is sharing, you can see here the percentage of global mobile traffic, try to say that 3 times in a row, from 2011 to 2025, from 6% all the way up to 64%, folks. That is quite significant. Here's another one that's quite significant because this has to do with income stream. Size of cloud storage market worldwide from 2022 to 2030. You're looking at 90 billion just over in 2022 and close to $500 billion in 2030, which I think is a conservative number. So this is what you have to look forward to. These are strong indicators.
Yeah, they certainly caught my attention. When I saw these charts, I said, oh my gosh, we got to be part of this. And you can see they say that everybody's got the cell phone addictions. What 75.4% say they're addicted to their phones. And at the end of the day, we're all using our devices for absolutely everything, well, almost everything. And you can see different areas where percentages where people are using them. But, we use them to tap for purchases now, everything. And then AI is starting to really take place in that world. So, it's definitely the time to jump on board this digital era.
I totally agree. And welcome to all of you that are just joining in here. And you're absolutely correct, Sylvie. 60.6% upgrade their phones and upgraded their phones in the last year. I mean, this is quite significant.
I got to upgrade mine.
Yeah, me too. We're still dealing with a 13 Pro Plus where we're kind of a few years behind, but it's working perfectly. So I don't need to change it. But there's some things that with the AI, we definitely want to evolve there. But folks, the data loss is a growing concern, right? Because we're not dealing with the 8x5 little cards that we were using to share pictures, right? This is a done deal. Everything is digital. What happens if, let's say, you have your daughter's personal wedding pictures, not the one that the professional did, but the one that you did behind the scene, right? That you can't go back in time and get those back again. It's amazing where 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phones or lost their data. Think about this. 45% is a significant number looking, for example, at North America dealing with 330 million people, right? So that's it's a number. Over 5,700 screens are cracked every hour. Laptops, cell phones stolen every 43 seconds. So again, quite significant. I'm sure that's another message you can relate to.
Oh, for sure. Everybody I talk to, that's a fun part about doing this business is everybody's got devices. So it's an easy conversation and everybody's getting these messages. So it's just a matter of, having the right plan. And because you either have to increase the amount that you're going to pay, or you have to start taking the time to go through and clean everything up. And who really has the time today to do that? Plus, we don't want to get rid of some precious stuff.
I totally agree. And Ted, welcome. Great to see you here. The second trend, as we started here, talk about the trends that are important, the two major trends. We talked about the cloud storage era. Now we're talking about earning more money. See, folks, I know that sometimes when you look at the political temperature out there, it looks like things are eating up to a boiling point. And we're seeing that there's a lot of tension out there. And what's happening is people main concern is to be able to fulfill their financial responsibility to support their families. That's one of the main concerns. And because of that, people are looking for opportunities. If I may look at an example here with another North American side gigs in businesses, 42% of the population, 62% of Gen Z. So if you look at my generation, Tammy and I, we're kind of like baby boomer, Generation X borderline. Well, our kids, this is their between now 18 to 29. They have side businesses. Every one of them that I know of, I know our kids have side businesses because it makes sense. What about the rest of the world? That's what we're talking about here, folks. And you can leverage these global trends with GotBackup. That's why we're excited about this. So let's kind of introduce briefly, Tammy, what are we talking about as far as the inline consumer, the products?
Yeah, this launch was done later last year. Joel launched a GotBackup Pro account, and we'll show you everything towards the end. And you have different marketing stuff that you could generate leads, but also use the tools to build your business. And we've been really tapping into this stuff and getting some great results. But let's talk about the initial launch. That when we joined, this is the package. I call this a family package, and you get 6 terabytes of data storage. And on your account, you can add 5 sub accounts. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, every single family needs this with unlimited devices for $10 a month. I mean, before Joel contacted Chris and I, we both had plans with our Apple device, and we're both paying $10 a month, and we only had 2 terabytes, both of us each. And so when we changed to this, it made a huge difference in our payout, right? And I think people are looking for that value today. Yeah. So and it's the only network marketing company that offers this type of service.
I agree, Tammy. And what you're seeing here are not the prices that you are paying for our services. These are market value according to what is right now the price that the company charges for these services. VTuber, it's like your own YouTube channel. Testimonial generator, it's think about you sharing a link to your social network to create social proof. If you want to post something or sell something or talk about something, having others complimenting your leadership, or whatever it is that you may want people to share on your behalf. Could be audio, video. Again, that's really cool. Memory Place. I know this coming Saturday, Joel is going to be doing a training introducing some features with the Memory Place that has been implemented, which are pretty cool. So if you're part of the Pro package, you'll benefit from that. But it's also a standalone product. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And then the email marketing platform, which is so important. You know, your email list is your lifeline. And it's really important to stay in touch with people, especially if they bought something or you've built a relationship with them. So that with that tool, you can stay in touch with them on a regular basis. And the funnel page builder, this is really cool because you'll see that we got backup. We have some pages that are offered to you, part of the $10 a month. It's all included. But what if you want to change some content in there, a different language, a different video? You want to have different kind of emails from a different language? Well, the funnel builder can fix all that for you. And they have lots of videos to help you. And to top it all off here, folks, is all of these independent tools each come with personal capture pages. So that's what makes it really interesting. So every time someone says, I'm interested, and they choose to put their name and email, that is a lead that you can continue building a relationship with until they become a customer of yours or an associate. Again, we're totally ready for what's coming. So making money with GotBackup, it's absolutely awesome. And just going to show you some proof out there. You can see that we have many diamonds. Okay. There's blue diamonds, there's triple diamonds, there's double diamonds in different parts of the world. And we also have different diamond associates, right? So you can see here from around the world. Really cool. Now, there's a lot of rubies, and there's more, folks. There's people popping in a regular basis that are ranking up, which is very exciting. And then we have the emeralds. right? The emeralds are climbing and are doing phenomenal from different parts of the world. You know, you can see Mexico, the US, you can see Ghana, you can see the UK. So again, lots and lots of growth that is happening. We have some sapphires that are going on. You'll know what I mean in a minute when I talk about the rank and how they benefit you. But again, different parts of the world. Very, very, very cool. So what we want to do right now is Tammy's going to talk about the first customer acquisition bonus, the CAB. So we're going to focus on the first three, and I'll summarize with the other four after that, which you have 7 ways to earn an income. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, so here you have the family plan. So if you use your link, which Chris is going to show you all the links that you have available that you can send out to people. You don't need to create all of this stuff. It's all available for you. You just got to send links. And whether it's social media or whether it's, people you're talking to, texting, whatever. So if they click on and they join with the family plan and they decide they want to pay monthly, which is $10 a month, then you're going to get 200% upfront. And that's the company's way of saying thank you for bringing so-and-so into the company. So if they decide to pay yearly, which is what most people do, because they save a couple months of payments, and everybody wants to save money in today's world, right? So you save money and you get 50% upfront, which is absolutely massive. Chris and I have been in the industry of network marketing for a long time, and 25 plus years, and we've never seen so much upfront money going out, which is phenomenal. 25% ongoing every time people choose different options that Joel has or he'll roll out. You're going to get 25% when they upgrade to different things. So the pro plan, that's very new, as we mentioned. And if somebody signs up and says, I'm going pro, and signs up as a pro member, you're going to get $200 up front. This is massive, you guys. Really, really huge. And there's so many benefits to becoming a pro member. And then your sponsor will get 50, and the sponsor's sponsor will get 50. And the reason that they do that, it really encourages support. And that's one thing about successful people in our profession. The ones that are successful are the ones that are guiding and supporting the people to grow and showing them the system, how to do all this stuff, and they get compensated for it. And I think that's really great that Joel does that. And 25% ongoing, just for people who want to be a customer. So I'm going to make a couple of, just small examples. Let's say you had 20 people. 20 people signed up as a yearly. You're going to get $1,000 in commissions. And if you had 20 people that are customers, you're going to make $50 every month ongoing. And if you have 20 people that come in as a pro member, this is massive, you guys. $4,000 in commissions is what you'll make if you had 20 people that signed up as pro members. And then you can see 20 customers just wanting to use the tools, don't want to have anything to do with being a member to make money, then it's 100 ongoing there. I don't know anybody that doesn't want to make money in today's world.
I totally agree, Tammy. And moving on to number 2, folks, this is what we call the cycle earning. And just so you understand, if you've never heard of that, the system is based on introducing a minimum of 2 people, 1 person on your left, 1 person on your right. But most people will have more than 2 people. So where does the third go? Well, you either place it on the right side or the left side, whatever side will benefit you most. And you'll understand what I mean in a minute. That's why you see indirect and direct there. So looking at the cycle earning, there's 2 tiers, tier 1, tier 2. All that means is based on your rank. And I'll mention to you that the moment you become a platinum associate, you move from tier 1 to tier 2. And I'll show you that in a minute, how you get there. But here's the steps. Number 1, you need to be active. Just like you're active with any of the services that you're paying right now, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, we could go on here. Right? Apple TV. And number 2 is enroll others to join. And the fact is, you need to introduce a minimum of 2 people, 1 on your left team, 1 on your right team. That's the bare minimum for you to start earning here. But to trigger the earning, number 3 is the system needs to recognize there is 6 people. Minimum 2 has to come from you, 1 on the right, 1 on the left. And the other could be deviating from these 2. or a combination of you bringing people combined to their efforts, or someone above you sharing the same leg as you could also drop someone in there because they're building their businesses and they need to qualify to have one on the right, one on the left. You see what I'm saying? So that could be a total of 6 for you. The moment you got 6 people, that triggers a cycle. Now the question is, how much is a cycle? Well, as you can see here, it is based on the company's monthly profitability. Okay. And from there, it's also based on your rank, as I mentioned earlier, which determine if you're tier 1, tier 2. So my question to you is, how many cycles do you want? And just to give you a perspective, if you look at Dropbox having 700 million users, where maybe 35% of those happens to be real paying customer, you understand that's a lot of money going to the pipeline. Well, thinking about the fact that GotBackup pays 75% into its compensation plan. So this is a lot of money that is thrown at you. So the potential are massive. And one of the reasons why the income is so attractive is also the matching cycles. When Tammy talked about those 20 people you bring in? Well, these are people you bring in this example. Well, you have a potential to earn. When I say potentials, you have to reach a Sapphire level, which you start earning 25% from their cycles. So if you introduce 20 people, and let's say 5 of those 20 are doing something, or maybe 10, let's be more optimistic, 10 people are doing something, then you're earning 25%. The company sends to you as a match. They don't give you any money. They keep all their money, but the company will send more to you for encouraging you to help these people do more. You see how this works? From $1,000 up to $20,000, which is quite significant as you move up in ranks. And the other 4 are other bonuses that are just being paid out to you. When you become a gold associate, you start earning the bonuses. When you're a platinum associate, then you start earning 4 and 5 on top of the fact that you move from tier 1 to tier 2. You see how this works? As you move up in rank, the compensation plan opens up like a flower. It blooms and it gives you just more money in your direction. So one thing is we do have a strategy to help you. Okay, I'm brand new here. I don't know what I'm doing. What is it that I need to focus on?
Yeah. And Chris and I have always built our business on simple systems. And so with GotBackup, it's very simple. Sign up, go get 2 people. You're going to send your links out to many people. The first 2 that sign up, left and right. And that's going to create you as a copper level, which is the what we're going to duplicate through the process. So go and get a couple more, and then you want to duplicate all of this with your team members. Everybody that signs up, you tell them to share their links, get your first 2, talk to a couple more people, get a couple more people in, and then teach your people to do the same thing. And we've been able to drive huge momentum over the years, and people are going up the ranks like crazy.
I totally agree. The key, folks, is to keep things simple, to the point, and not dragging things, and show people how to get started. Folks, it is $20 a year to be in business with GotBackup. It's really not expensive. And the package you see here, the one is the best value, it's $500. It's $499.97. That includes the entire year of service, that everything that GotBackup has to offer. And there's other things that are going to be added on just by being part of this package. And then after that, when the year is over, then you just pay $199.97 a year. Or you can pay $20 a month, which is $19.97 on a monthly basis. If this is too aggressive for you at the moment, you're not sure, well, you can start with a family pack. The family pack is $100 a year. Okay, plus the $20, so $120. And after that, that's what you pay every single year. Okay, or you can pay the $997 a month at first if you want to get kind of a feel for what's going on before you make the full investment. These are entirely up to you. Get back with the person who invited you here today to give you more information on that. How many countries are we in?
164. You know, the best part about this, well, the fact that it's digital, and you can do this anywhere around the globe. So you can build online, you can talk to people who know people who know people who know people. And Chris and I, like I said, we've been in the industry for a long time, and we've never been able to tap into this much because we were always product based, and this is digital. So it's a lot simpler to go global.
Totally agree. And folks, recognition is such an important aspect of business. babies cry for it, adults die for it. That's something that, it's a given. And this is the ladder, folks. As a bronze, you sponsor one person. As a copper, you sponsor one on the right, one on the left. That is what Tammy talked about. This is what you want to duplicate. The moment you've accomplished that, 1% left, 1%, you are a copper. You become a silver when someone in your team does exactly what you just did. They became copper. You become a gold when you sponsor 5 people and 3 out of those became copper. Okay. And it doesn't have to be the one you brought in. It could be someone that they brought in. Now, where it becomes significant, when you become a platinum, you introduce 10 people into your business, which will qualify you for platinum, sapphire, and emerald. You need 10. But the difference between them is, as a platinum, you got 4 people that qualify for the copper. There's other little requirements that are there, but it kind of happens by default by doing exactly what we're telling you to do. But then you're moving from tier 1 to tier 2. As a sapphire, folks, you remember when I talked about the matching cycle? Well, that start triggering when you're there. So there's 5 people that are copper. Remember, you brought in your 10 when you were a platinum. You still qualify as a sapphire, but now 5 people became copper. Same thing for emerald. So there's just more coppers. So, folks, this is where it becomes very, very attractive. And this goes all the way up to black diamond, as you can see how the income gets impacted by that. So let's finish up, Tammy, on the kind of support that people get when they start.
Yeah, so you have a personalized referral link, you have a landing page, you have email marketing system that is built in for you to create emails, broadcasts, all kinds of stuff. You have a marketing tools. They're always adding to that. You have regular online presentation. Today's presentation is done on our YouTube channel. We do the presentations for the company on Wednesday night on the Global Virtual Opportunities YouTube channel. And there's trainings that are going on, team trainings, company trainings. Tomorrow is going to be really exciting. There's always new stuff. Anybody who knows Joel, he's always one step ahead. His vision is absolutely massive, and he really understands the markets and what's trending and what's growing. So you don't want to miss that. That one's going to be on the Global Virtual Opportunities YouTube channel. And that's at 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you just click on the link that is going to be sent through email, through the Joel, through the GVO email, or email I'm going to be sending. It's all going to be there. And folks, at the end of the day, folks, to kind of close the page, is it's a product that everyone needs and a business that everyone can afford. And that's why we're so excited about these here, folks. And if you want to stick around for a few seconds here, I'm going to show you how it looks like in the background. So this is when you log in, right? You're going to see here when you logged in here. And then from there, at this point, you can see here that you can see all of your different tools. GotBackup, testimonial generator, memory place, autoresponder. That's the VDuber. And this lead capture, this tool is very powerful to be able to interact with all your leads coming from me that I talked about earlier. Okay. And if you go ahead and you click on this and you start using these tools, folks, that's what you want to do. You want to install the Windows or the Mac app. Once it's installed, it starts backing everything up on the cloud. It's as simple as that. This one over here, the mobile app, you don't need to log into your back office for that. You can just go to the Google Play Store or the App Store. And then from there, once it's installed, search for GotBackup. You'll find it. You install the app, and then you log in with the exact same credential you log in to come in here. Okay. If you click on auto login, then you can access your cloud over here. These are my 4 computers. If you can see, you can click on show your files, and this is users. And you can see here that this is my computer. These are my root directories for my entire computer. Okay, so if I go back here, where's my mouse? Over here. And then from there, I want to see the mobile backup. Well, this is my phone, right? My phone is over here all the way up to 2026. So right now we're in January. So that's what we have here. Okay. And you can see 2025, we have the 12-month calendar month. These are all my videos and pictures. They're all there. And what's really cool is you can transfer some of those files that are in here into your computer back into the collaborate and share. Once it's in that section, you can go ahead and I can turn around and get a link here and share this with you, and you'll have access to everything I have in here, right? Or it could be just a file or a video. This is so powerful. So this is the kind of tools we have. And the last thing I want to mention here is the reseller tools. You want to build your business? Well, this is what you should be aware of. These are the tools that you promote that again, you can capture names and emails. And if you go back to past recorded and trainings, you can see what's the use of all of these different capture pages. So that's the business on the box here, folks. There's nothing else for you to do other than just start promoting. And that's what it's all about. So in closing, we want to really appreciate your feedback and the fact that you attended here today. I know it's a bit of an early day for many of you, and depending on where you live in the world, it could be a late afternoon or later on. So we certainly appreciate you. Remember that tomorrow, Joel is going to be doing a training. It's not going to be done through the YouTube channel. It's going to be done through a Zoom session because he doesn't want to invite all of the guests. It's designed for field associate, the people that are actual members. Okay. Back to you, Tammy, to end this.
Yeah. So if you're evaluating this for the first time, hop on board. If somebody sent you a link to be here in today's presentation, get back to them and tell them you want to get started. And they're going to make sure that you are getting started right. If you're just popping in and seeing this, just being on YouTube, just searching, feel free to contact us and we'll definitely send you some information for you to understand how to get started.
Absolutely. So everybody have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend, or I should say your weekend. And we're at the beginning of your weekend. And we want to thank you for attending us here this morning on the East Coast. And bye for now.
Have a great Friday.